Today, I wanted to talk about the concept of Ikigai, which is a Japanese concept which focuses on the reason why we get up in the morning or our reason for being. And what I'm going to talk about in this session are the questions to ask yourself as you self-reflect on this important issue. Quite a lot within education and also within business, we focus on output, progress, and performance rather than reflecting and really taking time out to consider what our passion, what our mission is, and what we can be truly valued for, and recognizing what the world needs. So what I'm going to ask you to do is either print out the PDF of the diagram, or you can listen and you can take notes and either type it up on your laptop or write. Now, personally, I always recommend writing because I always feel it embeds the behavior and makes the experience a lot stronger for you, rather than going into a piece of technology and being more in your head rather than your heart. But it's your choice on how you choose to do this. So take a moment, put this recording on pause, and grab a pen and paper. And when you're ready, I will talk you through the process. What you're going to do is you will hear the question that I ask you, and then I'm going to ask you to put the recording on pause, write down the key points that come into your head without overthinking it. Just keep it really simple and really, really tight. Okay, so here we go. So when we look at this concept of Ikigai, the reason why I get up in the morning, or the reason for my being, I'd like you to write down what you're good at. I want you to think about things inside and outside of your profession, and things from a personal basis that you're very good at. Perhaps you're a good chef. Perhaps you're good at solving problems. Perhaps you're a wonderful runner. Write down the first things that come to mind. And then what I want you to look at is, from a passion and what I love perspective, what are the things that you love doing, really, really enjoy, and really get very excited about? So are you very good at being an artist? Are you very good at drawing diagrams and explaining things to people? Are you good at resolving arguments? Are you good at pointing the opportunity within a very difficult situation? Have a look at what you love and what you truly love, which is very important. And we will be coming back to this point later in this dialogue. Okay, and now we're going to look to the bottom part of the diagram. And what I want you to look at here is, what I'm good at. And from a professional or vocational perspective, what is it that I'm good at that I can be paid for? So am I a very good writer? Am I really good at media relations? I mean, that was a strength that I had early on in my career, and that was what I was paid for. So what is it that you're good at that you can also be paid for? Are you a good accountant? Are you a good illustrator or sculptor? Just have a think about those things that really bubble away there, and just write down the things that come to mind. And again, looking at what I can be paid for. And I'm often asked the question here about, well, why, if we're looking at this aspect of the reasons why we get up in the morning, why is the question what I can be paid for at the bottom of this diagram? And I think the important thing to remember is that money or resources helps put food on the table and helps you provide for the basic things in life that you need in order to have a good quality of life. So that can be, if we go right back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's going right back to the basics of food, safety, shelter, and an environment to live in. So that's where this question comes in, and it integrates beautifully into this concept of why I get up in the morning and having purpose and meaning in life. Okay. And then I want you to look across at the other aspect of the diagram, which is the question about what the world needs. So move those things to the side that you've already written and have a think about, well, what is it that the world truly needs? Okay, and this can be very simple things. It can be things like simple acts of kindness every day. It could be environmental goals or, a zero carbon life. Who knows? And it's your view of the world, and there's no right or wrong on this. And the one thing to remember is that if you were completing this exercise with colleagues or with family or friends, you will find that people will create a different map of what their reason for being is. And it's very rarely that we take time out to really reflect and say, well, what is my true meaning here? And how do I shift in order to make sure that I have true meaning in my life? So really reflecting on what the world needs is useful. Take a moment for that, write the first things that come to mind. And then we're going to go right back to the start here. We're going to look at what I'm good at. And I'm going to ask you this question in a slightly different way. Okay, so take a moment, put your pens down and just reflect on this, okay? So knowing what the world needs and knowing what I'm good at and knowing what I love and what my passion is, what profession or vocation can I be paid for that will give me that fulfillment in my life? Okay, so knowing what I'm good at, knowing what I love and my passion, knowing what I can be paid for and what the world needs. Where do I find my fulfillment in my life? So take a moment and reflect. And then over the next few days, your mission or your purpose will appear, and you will find a way to adapt and navigate and focus on your Ikigai. So I encourage people to do this every 1 to 2 years, even every 5 years, really to say, well, what I love, has that shifted and has that changed? And has my passion or have my interests changed? And I found certainly when I was younger, I had a very different purpose or passion or mission than what it has evolved into now. So always remember that these circles move, and they are like an atom. They're moving around and they're full of energy. And this is the story of your own life. So I wish you well in this process. And if you have any questions or something isn't clear, you can contact me via email. Or you can contact me via the organization or contact person that you're working with. So take care and have a wonderful day.